back again. We took 3 breaks tonight. Very unusual for us.
Yeah, we usually only take 1 or 2.
One or two, but tonight I had to. My voice was getting real raspy, and I needed that rejuvification of a voice back before I tell this next little portion of the story. So all cruises have one point where everybody is just not having a good time, and I'm going to tell you that moment. We went to an island you may have heard of called the Grand Cayman Island.
Yeah.
Where Georgetown, apparently the interesting facts that I've learned about this island makes me never want to go back there, but my wife is insistent that I have the wrong impression of this place. It seemed to me like this is the place where this is the Mar-a-Lago of the islands. That's what I feel like this is. The elitist, rich, fucking, like, it was just so overblown rich foreign money. It didn't feel like the island itself had its own identity. It was just a place for white tourists to go.
Really?
Or high market tourists. Now, if you're a rich person who listens to this show, I'm sorry. I've only lived my life in kind of a poor state of mind. So for me to understand what it's like to be you is never been applicable to me. So I only see you getting things and enjoying life. I know money doesn't always bring pleasure, but I have kind of a disposition of the people who never had to work hard for what they had, that was just given to them. I have a little bit of anxiety against that. Apprehension, a little bit, even I would go to say repulsion towards people like that. I have to interact with you on a day-to-day basis. I understand that you work hard for your money now, or if you're an up-and-coming, if you're someone who worked to get where you are and you now have the income and the job that's awesome, then this is not, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to the people who are spoon-fed money and walk all over other people who have to service their needs, who just get shit on basically by these fucking people. That's all I've ever seen from these. I mean, there are exceptions to the rule, but none of you are fucking Macaulay Culkin and Richie Rich.
Yeah.
You're not. You're like, some of them are just pretentious frat bros who have never had to take on anything until daddy got you out of your DUI.
Yeah.
It was just like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I came from a middle-class family. I know, right from wrong. I know rich from poor, and we still struggled as a middle-class family. It kind of goes in waves with the recession and inflation. Inflammation of riches. Damn it.
No, my inflammation is damaged.
No, but my dad was a self-made businessman. He worked his way up. He provided a product to people. He found a niche in a market that didn't exist, and he made his money. And you know what? He's living his retirement. He earned everything he got because he doesn't even have a college education, yet he's the smartest fucking person I know in computers. I go to the Geek Squad, and they're like, I don't know why your computer screen doesn't work. My dad, 3 hours later, oh, you got, apparently my dad's fucking Canadian, but... oh, well, you know. I was getting ready to make him sound like Red Foreman, but he was not a hard ass. Jesus Christ.
What are you talking about? A boot? You're
still on the Canadian thing, huh?
What are you talking about? They have this whole like French English thing going on, whether the French or English is supposed to be the national language or whatever.
I'm going to tell you something. I listened to what you just said. Your mic is dick throbbed right now. It's not like mine. Yours is like begging to hold on to life in the certain section. Tighten that fucking rod thing right up. Turn it sideways. See how mine is? It's kind of sideways. Yeah, I think you have like this mentality that it needs to be like when you're playing guitar and you sing. You don't need it for like this.
Yeah.
You don't need to be right up in it like I am, because that's I'm just exactly. Fuck, I keep saying exactly. Exactly. I sound like a fucking goddamn it. Valley High School girl. Exactly.
Oh my god.
Orange mocha frappuccinos.
Exactly, girlfriend. Oh my god.
There are so many of those around us.
I love them all. You know, they're so ditzy. I love them.
Chris, you're a goddamn male version of a ditz. What are you talking about?
I know.
Just
that's
because
what I love.
just because you're smart doesn't make your personality any not less dissy.
That's why they all love me. All the as I call them, they all love me.
Yeah, you really need to see this Netflix show. I'm gonna show you a clip after.
I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. There's a show you really need to watch. I don't care how you have to watch it, but
All right. You on YouTube?
yeah.
All right.
Well, you can buy it on YouTube. Yeah, I think so. So we end up going to the Cayman Islands, the Grand Cayman Islands. I don't even know what the fuck it's called, dude. It's just in the middle of fucking nowhere, and all it is rich British white Indian people. You know, basically anybody who in the early 1950s made money, you were there. You had a top 1%ers. Definitely vacation here. That's like Mexico cab ride to downtown was $8 for the lot of us. There was like 5 of us, and we all made it to. It was per party. It wasn't in Grand Cayman. It was $8 a head. So I had to pay $8, $24 to get to the beach, $24 to get back home, $48 for a fucking cab.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
That is fucking.
That just tells you the
money.
difference of the money that can be made. And this bus was like one of those broken down China buses. And I like, I don't
as
get.
fuck.
Yeah, it's sketchy and fucking bananas.
Like you bound to like have some weird third world like crazy dude hack you with a meat cleaver out of nowhere just because he's like heard some voice in his head said, "I'll kill everybody today."
Definitely the vehicle, but the people who drove were pretty sane. At least as far as I could tell.
You never fear that you're in some third world country. You don't fear like some crazy guy just running around with a machete like.
Why does it have to be a third world country?
I don't
Are
know.
you looking at America right now? We have people eating other people's faces when they're on bath salts. I mean, goddamn. We have the highest run of fucking serial killers than anywhere else in the world.
Hell yeah.
It doesn't have to be a third world island. It just has to be someone who's on American drugs.
Hell yeah. America. Doing everything to proficiency.
We are the fucking state that provides the fucking... We are America's dick, and basically we provide the crazy. It's like an adult playground here.
Oh,
it
hell
really
yeah.
is. Everybody just drinks, and I'm talking like people who are 21 all the way up to people who are like 72 are just downing bottles of booze every day here.
Yeah, they
It was
are.
ridiculous. It's an adult playground.
Oh,
Wet
hell
and
yeah.
Wild, Disney, Universal Studios, Busch Gardens.
That's just Florida.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's a giant fucking playground for adults.
Yeah.
People who live here are just...
Usually America is just the East Coast, Texas, and California. Everything else is just like frontier country and grasslands.
I am strongly disagreeing with everything you're saying. Right now. I'm going to give that a hard pass.
Because you're from Chicago?
Because what have you done, Florida, you representing Florida in this conversation, what has Florida done better than anyone else? Orange juice. That's it. And you lost that when at one time it froze. You couldn't keep the oranges from freezing. You didn't cover them.
Well,
you fucking morons.
Well, who else is growing the best oranges now?
California.
They got it burnt down, though.
Yes, but those things are unpredictable. A freeze, you could still protect your crop by covering it with a fucking towel.
Well, didn't they import those burning trees, like those Australian trees, and they knew they were flammable?
Every tree is flammable.
No, I mean, those.
I'm sorry.
Trees.
Every tree is flammable.
No, the reason for the fire was those Australian trees that they imported, like, I think 100 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, like there was a whole thing about it. Like the reason for those fires was because of the certain trees they brought in to like fill in a lot of like the exotic like rich wildlife in the 90210. You know, give it all that little look.
Really?
Yeah, you never.
I didn't fucking know that. That was a little bit of tidbit of information I don't know about. That's pretty fucking interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a really
thing.
extremely boring documentary on trees that are flammable.
A whole boring documentary on why the California wildfires keep occurring each happening year.
That was a really, really good impression.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I saw it 3 times. And
was this a school thing?
It was like BBC America.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Super boring. Like, you know.
It's like a half an hour. And I only watch BBC now. I watch CNN for like 10 minutes to get what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I jump over to BBC and I find out what's really going on. Like,
I just don't like the long intro. Like the
my God, on the cruise, all the news stations were, and I will list them. BBC 2. Not 1. Not the one that gives you news. It's just half an hour to hour specials on specific issues that are so far done. Like, we're not talking about climate change. We're talking like starvation in Iraq from like 93.
Really?
It was just like, God damn it, BBC. You had one job, and you fucked it up.
And it was almost like the humpback whales. The humpback whales were beaching.
Fucking
themselves.
looks like a burned out VHS tape.
In 1983, June of 1983, humpback whales were somehow beaching themselves by the 20s.
Yes,
that's so awful.
It's so terrible. It was just that over and over and over again.
That's like the second level of hell.
And I love documentaries. You know I love good documentaries. Fuck, I have something else to talk about.
I think watching retro documentaries all day would be like the second level of hell, honestly.
I think you are pretty much fucking point on right there. I'm not going to disagree with you on that at all. Bad documentaries that still have like the snow that comes down when the VHS is tracking.
Oh, that's so depressing.
Fuck.
that would make me feel so depressed.
Continuing on with the wonderful stations that I had. Now, it's been a fucking minute since I sat and watched MSNBC. All right? I don't remember the last time I turned on MSNBC for hard-hitting news.
Boy, that's a long time.
It's a long time. And I knew, I mean, I've caught snippets because MSNBC was running the story before someone else was, like on their internet browsers and everything, but their regular 24-hour syndicated TV, I don't watch very much. I know the Morning Joe, that's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
But I'm on my way to work when that's on. Honestly, I was probably... My whole life is essentially me following other people's news. I read BBC, I read Breitbart, I read it all. I don't give a shit what the source is. But MSNBC's to get to a story was so long just to get to the facts.
Oh my god.
Because they do now, mind you, this is like 10:30 after 10 p.m.